I made Austin Matthews a 0 overall, and for every single point he scores, he's going to get 1 attribute upgrade. Currently right now, every single stat he has is a 36, but that's going to change by the end of this video. So on top of 1 point being 1 attribute upgrade, there's a few other ways that Austin Matthews can earn points. For every 5 shots he takes, that's going to be 1 attribute upgrade, or if his team makes the playoffs or Austin Matthews leads the league in any single stat category, that's going to be a ×2 attribute upgrade. Now that we know the rules, let's get right into it. So now that Austin Matthews is a 0 overall, Toronto sucks. They're finishing with a 34, 45, and 3 record, and they're 30th in the entire league. That's pretty tough. While Austin Matthews, he's having an okay season for a 0 overall. He's picking up 3 goals and 1 assist for 4 points, but he's also taking 37 shots, so heading into next season, he's going to be getting 11 upgrades. I think you guys now realize how long this video is going to take. For the league leaders, I'm only going to highlight when something interesting happens. Like this, for example, Alexander Ovechkin scoring 78 goals. The last video I recorded is this video will end when somebody scores 82 goals. In season number 1 of this video, Alexander Ovechkin's potting 78 goals. That's straight pain right there. And in the postseason, the Colorado Avalanche are going to take down the Buffalo Sabres in 5 games. And speaking of the Buffalo Sabres, I'm trying to pass them YouTube subscribers, and we only have a few days left until Christmas, and that's when I want to pass them. And if you're part of the 76% of people that are watching these videos that aren't subscribed, what are you doing? Click the button right now. It's free. You'll be notified of when I upload. Why wouldn't you want to hit it? So click it right now, and let's pass the Sabres. With those 11 upgrades, Austin Matthews is becoming a 2 overall, and all 11 of those attribute upgrades are going to go to offensive awareness. According to the comments in the last video, this is one of the most important stats in the game, so I decided to upgrade that first. But the improved Austin Matthews is definitely not helping the team, as they're going to finish 32nd in the entire league. While Matthews, he's having a slightly better season, 4 goals and 2 assists for 6 points while picking up 50 shots, so he's going to be getting 16 upgrades. In the postseason, Tampa was absolutely dominant. They're going to win another Stanley Cup, taking the Seattle Kraken down in 5 games, while Steven Stamkos, he's going to casually pick up 19 goals and 70 assists for 36 points in 21 games. This man was absolutely dialed in. The overall for Austin Matthews continues to climb, and he's up to a 5 overall now, and that 63 offensive awareness is making him look like an absolute beast. Well, I mean, like, there's probably like 7-year-olds that could beat him, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. The Leafs continue to tank with Austin Matthews sucking, as they're going to finish 30th in the entire league. For Austin Matthews, the numbers continue to climb. 7 goals, 4 assists, 11 points, 54 shots. He has 21 upgrades heading into next season. How did this man score 7 goals when he literally has a 36 in every single shooting category? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. The 21 upgrades, though, are going to be absolutely massive for Austin Matthews. He's jumping up to a 10 overall, and he's got 84 offensive awareness, so I can't wait to see what he's doing this season. For some reason, the Toronto Maple Leafs decided to absolutely dial in this season. They're finishing with a 40, 35, and 7 record. They aren't missing the playoffs, but 18th in the entire league, I definitely wasn't expecting that. And Matthews, 9 goals for 9 points. He's picking up 67 shots. Those stats are going to give him 22 upgrades, and I feel like once we max out his offensive awareness, this dude's going to pot like 15 goals a season. As a 13 overall, Austin Matthews' offensive awareness is maxed out at 99, and the next thing I'm moving on is to wrist shot power, and I'm moving that attribute up to a 43. So I understand I basically removed Austin Matthews from this team, and they do have a 0 overall playing, but how could this team not make the playoffs? 22nd in the entire league. You still have a ton of amazing players on this team. Is Austin Matthews really holding you back that much? Yes, he is holding this team back. 1 point and 53 shots for 11 upgrades. How did the second I upgrade your shooting stats, you just become an absolute scrub? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel like we haven't highlighted some of the other players in the league that much. And of course, I'm talking about Carter Hart. I know Frederik Andersen's highlighted here. Don't worry about that. Carter Hart was elite this season. 41 wins, a 920 save percentage, a 246 goals against, and he's also picking up 8 shutouts. Keep in mind, that's with the current Philadelphia Flyers team right now. I would say he had a pretty solid season. With those 11 attribute upgrades we got, Austin Matthews is going up to a 14 overall, and I decided to use all of them on wrist shot power. We only had 11 attribute upgrades, so let's be realistic. Nothing major was actually going to happen here. However, with the upgraded Matthews, the Leafs continue to falter, 36, 38, and 8, and they're finishing 27th in the entire league. While Matthews, he's having a bit of a better season. 5 goals and 2 assists for 7 points, along with the 51 shots, he's getting 17 upgrades. And out of absolutely nowhere, Jake Allen, 38 wins, 7 shouts, a 912 save percentage, and a 270 goals against. Jake the Snake, I really miss you in St. Louis, my guy, because right now I can't rely on Jordan Binnington for anything. In the postseason, the New Jersey Devils finally complete the rebuild, and they're going to win the Stanley Cup over the Minnesota Wild in a clean sweep. And Vanacek, you were locked in. 16 wins, a 935 save percentage, and a 201 goals against. I completely understand why this team won a Stanley Cup now. With the 17 upgrades, Matthews is up to a 15 overall, and once again, I'm just throwing all the upgrades into wrist shot power. Once I have that to about a 75, I'll start upgrading the wrist shot accuracy. Clearly, this was the worst season for the Leafs yet. 23, 49, and 10. How is this team this bad? Like, don't get me wrong, we do have Austin Matthews, who's like a 15 overall playing on the first line, so it's basically like playing 4-on-5 for like 20 minutes a game, but even still, this bad? Absolutely ridiculous. But Matthews, what are the stats looking like? 6 goals, 1 assist, 7 points, 68 shots. We're getting 20 upgrades, and that's definitely going to help a lot. I also wanted to highlight highlight Artemi Panarin. He's leading the league with 104 points. For some reason, I feel like this man isn't getting the respect he deserves. Like every single time I do a simulation, I never see him in the top 10. And in the postseason, the Philadelphia Flyers are going to beat the Colorado Avalanche to hoist the Stanley Cup. The current Philadelphia Flyers are defeating the Colorado Avalanche in 5 games. What a realistic game we got here. Keep in mind, trades are off, so it's literally the current roster. But Nathan MacKinnon, absolutely incredible. 22 goals, 15 assists, 37 points in 24 games. You deserve that Stanley Cup more than anyone. So something very strange happened with Austin Matthews here. He's a 16 overall now. He's got 75 wrist shot power, and I accidentally turned his slap shot accuracy up to 52. Okay, so once I realized this, I was like, oh, have to correct that. I changed his wrist shot accuracy to a 52 instead of his slap shot accuracy. Somehow making that switch, he jumped up to a 17 overall. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's the exact same amount of upgrades. Why did one go up more than the other? Although Toronto's finishing 29th in the entire league, the strange things continue to happen. Austin Matthews, he's picking up 8 points, but he's taken 101 shots this season. Now that I see this, does accuracy relate to how often you shoot the puck? I was assuming the only thing that affected that was shoot pass bias, but once I upgraded the wrist shot accuracy, he just took 50 more shots. So I think we might be onto something here. And Vasilevsky, you're looking incredible this season. 45 wins, 9 shutouts, a 920 save percentage, a 230 goals against. Go get yourself a Stanley Cup. Never mind, you're falling in the first round to Ottawa. You hate to see it, you really do. So now that we know the glitch in the game, Austin Matthews is a 20 overall, and I'm throwing all of our upgrades into wrist shot accuracy. I want to see if he gets 150 shots off this season, because if wrist shot accuracy is linked to the amount of shots he takes, then this game doesn't make any sense whatsoever. After those upgrades from Austin Matthews, the Leafs are seeing some good success here. 42, 34, and 6. They're 18th in the entire league. Although they're missing the playoffs, it's good to see this team heading in the right direction. And Matthews, 6 goals, 2 assists, 8 points, 126 shots. I think we found our plan moving forward. So now that I know accuracy is linked to the amount they shoot, I'm making some moves here. Austin Matthews, he's a 22 overall. I decided to upgrade his slap shot accuracy and leave his slap shot power to 36, and I just want to see what happens. So once again, Toronto, they're just missing the playoffs with a 42, 37, and 3 record. And what happens next, I never would have expected. Austin Matthews, 21 goals, 2 assists, 23 points, 158 shots. Out of absolutely nowhere, the second I upgraded slap shot accuracy, he just pots like an additional 15 goals. What's going on here? Also, Alexander Georgiev was pretty elite. In 67 games, he's picking up 49 wins with a 919 save percentage and a 235 goals against. Gotta give respect where respect is due. And of course, that means we gotta give respect to the St. Louis Blues. They're hoisting the Stanley Cup, but Connor McDavid's leading the way with 15 goals and 9 assists for 24 points in 16 games. Yeah, that guy's kind of elite, but all that matters is Jordan Binnington. He's hoisting another Stanley Cup, 16 wins, 2 shutouts, a 930 save percentage, and a 220 goals against. Please return to this form. It's been a rough season so far. So big upgrades are coming for Austin Matthews. He's up to a 26 overall now. We got that slap shot accuracy maxed out. We have the wrist shot accuracy maxed out. He's potting 40 goals this season. So I highly doubt he's going to be potting 40 goals because the team just finished 27th in the entire league. But Matthews is still having a solid season. 21 goals, 1 assist, 22 points, 189 shots. That's going to be 54 upgrades. And another positive from this season, Erik Karlsson's returned to his peak form. 9 goals, 79 assists, 88 points. Welcome back, my guy. Also, 25% of Vasilevsky's wins came from shutouts. Well, not exactly 25%, but you get the picture. So Matthews, it's time for you to take over and dominate this season. You're up to a 28 overall. The slap shot accuracy and wrist shot accuracy, they're maxed out now. Slap shot power in 90, wrist shot power in 85. It's going to be a big season for you. And not only was it a big season for Matthews, but it's a big season for the Leafs. They're making the playoffs with a 43, 32, and 7 record. And Matthews, the numbers are looking incredible. 34 goals, 2 assists, 36 points, 197 points. Keep in mind, all these upgrades are going to be times by 2 now that the Leafs have made the playoffs. Before we figure out how many upgrades he's getting, we got to see what he's doing in the postseason. Ironically, the Leafs are going to be falling in the first round to the Boston Bruins. That one couldn't have worked out any more perfect. And Austin Matthews, he's going to pick up 2 goals in the postseason while taking 10 shots, so that's going to be another 4 upgrades. In total, he's got 79 upgrades, but we got to times that by 2 since he made the playoffs, so heading into next season, he's going to have 158 upgrades. That's going to help this man a ton. And those upgrades are helping a ton as he's going to be jumping up an additional 15 overalls to a 43. So you might be wondering, what I spend my upgrades on? I'm going to max out his shooting, put his passing up to a 99, his speed up to a 99, and then I'm going to spend the last 9 on endurance. And with Matthews up to a 45 overall, he's ready to lead the team, and the team's looking fantastic. 45, 28, and 9, and they're 4th in the entire league. Matthews, what are the incredible numbers you're putting up? 22 goals and 12 assists for 34 points while taking 209 shots. I'm not going to lie, I was actually expecting a bit more. Just going to keep it 100. But in the playoffs, with the Leafs losing in the second round to Florida, Matthews is definitely going to be picking up some points. He's going to be picking up 7 goals for 7 points while taking 27 shots. So after combining his regular season and postseason upgrades, he's got 87. We times that by 2, he's got 174. We're not going to see a crazy jump like last season as Matthews is going up to a 51 overall, but the stats, they're still looking incredible. It seems like reality's setting with the Toronto Maple Leafs because they're not doing nearly as well as last season. They're finishing 15th in the entire league with a 42, 34, and 6 record, but all that matters is we're making the playoffs. And Austin Matthews, 36 goals, 197 shots, that's going to be 75 upgrades. But first, we got to see what you're doing in the postseason. But first, we got to give our respect to Craig Anderson. 42-year-old Craig Anderson, 41 wins, 5 shouts, a 915 save percentage, and 251 goals against. I have to say, I've put a ton of hours into this game so far. This is by far the most unrealistic thing I've seen so far. Craig Anderson, 41 wins, beyond ridiculous. But sadly, Craig Anderson's not going to show up in the postseason as Toronto's going to sweep him in the first round, and they actually made it all the way to the conference finals where they fell to the Columbus Blue Jackets. But most importantly, St. Louis, Stanley Cup champs once again. It was a decent postseason for Matthews, who's picking up 10 points in 16 games while taking 30 shots. So after we combine all the upgrades and times them by 2, he's getting 182 upgrades. Hey Jordan, how's it going, my guy? Miss you in St. Louis. I mean, you're still here, but you're not the same Bennington. At his 65 overall, I decided it was probably time to max out Austin Matthews' puck skills. So he's got 5 stars in puck skills now and 5 stars in shooting. But we already knew what the shooting stats were looking like. Once again, Toronto's going to be making the playoffs as they're finishing 11th in the entire league. And this season, Matthews is having his best season by far. 54 goals alongside 7 assists for 61 points. And he's also taken 280 shots, so he's going to be having some massive upgrades. But sadly, they're not picking up too many points in the postseason as the Leafs are falling in 7 games to the New York Rangers. Matthews would pick up 2 points, but we're getting 248 upgrades, so I really don't care what you did in the postseason. So my guess is this is going to be Austin Matthews' final season, not as a 99 overall. Right now, an 89 overall, 5 stars in puck skills, 5 in senses, 5 in shooting, 5 in skating. We'll improve the defense after this season along with some of the physicals, but I got some incredibly high expectations for this man this season and next season. It should be no surprise the Leafs are making the playoffs, but the record actually wasn't that great. 43, 25, and 14, but we're 7th in the entire league, so I'm not going to complain. Austin Matthews, another incredible season. 88 points, 274 shots. Yeah, you're going to be a 99 after this season, easy. Also, shout out to Alexander Ovechkin, 68 goals, another fantastic season from him. In the postseason, though, the Leafs are going to fall in the second round to the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games. But that's not going to stop Matthews from picking up 7 points, and with those 7 points and all the attribute upgrades, Austin Matthews has finally reached a 99 overall. The stats are looking amazing. 5 stars in puck skills, 5 in senses, 5 in shooting, 5 in physical, 5 in skating, 5 in defense. Now you have one more challenge, my guy. Go win a Stanley Cup. In Matthews' final season, the Leafs are going to be finishing 7th in the entire league with a 46, 29, and 7 record. And Matthews, I'm going to keep it a stack. The fact that you didn't pot 60 goals is absolutely disappointing to me. You had 93 points. I'm definitely not going to complain about that, but I was really expecting you to pick up 60 goals. And with the 93 points he is recording, he's actually going to finish 4th in the entire league in scoring, so I guess I can't really complain about not potting 60. But this is definitely one thing I can complain about. The Leafs losing in the first round once again. I basically just maxed out every single one of Austin Matthews' attributes, and you still lose in the first round? Yeah, no, this is a poverty franchise. I got nothing else to say.